Recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at G.O.T Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the host. Some content and subject matter may not be appropriate. Listener discretion is advised. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show at theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media and more. Listeners can call the show at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening.
All right, welcome back to the All About Nothing podcast. We're back in the studio this week. Trent Clark, Zach King with us.
What up, Barrett?
Welcome.
What's up, man? We are back, man. You know, it's been a long week since we've been in the what do they call it?
The press box.
The press box. You know, we had to stay there all week, so you know we couldn't leave.
They didn't let us out.
Costas.
Yeah, John turned out really weird, right?
Yeah,
We couldn't get out.
Yeah. Had us in chains and shit.
Oh, God.
Thanks again last week, John Costas Jr., Broadcast and Media Relations Manager with the Columbia Fireflies, as well as a big thanks to the Columbia Fireflies for having us out. That was a great
really
experience.
We're still waiting on our jerseys, though.
Are you?
Yeah.
With our names on them.
Facts. We definitely need.
John, I know you're listening.
Yes. So we need the Lonzo. What do you want on the back of yours?
King.
Okay, King. I like that. What's up?
Gruber, I
Gruber,
guess.
okay.
DJ Fuzzy Nuts.
See? That's...
I also want to throw a first pitch.
Facts.
We might be able to get that arranged.
Oh, man. That'd be
We could
crazy.
probably
Could we
that
all
arranged.
three throw a first
Yeah.
pitch together?
Yeah.
Like
well,
one-
not together, but like one at a time.
Or we could do 1, 2, 3
But
and
you
see
know-
how good the catcher is.
But you know, sometimes they have like 3 different catchers and 3 different people throw them
Yeah,
out.
I've
So
seen
maybe
that
we
as well.
could.
I've seen
maybe
that
we
as well.
could. You know, hopefully it's not the same price as the advertising
Oh, man.
to do that. But you know, maybe John could work something out for us. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, you'll mow the grass. I'll drag the chain.
I will mow the
Barrett, You'll
grass.
do the tarp if it's needed.
No,
it's
I'll do
needed.
dishes. I'm fine. I'm fine with
I don't
doing
know if you
dishes.
want to do the dishes at the game. No, you might be on peanut hug duty.
Oh, after, yeah, that might have been a
Oh, God.
that might have been a line.
Speaking of, I ate your peanuts, man. They were so good.
Oh, did you? Oh, did you?
Oh, I did.
I brought
No
you a
homo.
bag of peanuts, and from the
I know it sounds crazy because
I didn't even know I had these peanuts available to
Yeah,
me.
I forgot to give them to. They were sitting right in front of you when we drove over there.
You are lucky that I didn't know.
Yep. You had left out early, and he was like, "Dang, I was about to give Zach these peanuts," and I was like, "Oh well, just bring them on over here."
I didn't leave that early because I started the car and it made the funny noise, and you all looked at me, and I was like, "It does that."
That's great.
well, you definitely. The car made a little crazy noise, so crazy that you wanted to drive your bae's car today, right?
Oh no, that's for gas prices. What's up with that, right? guys?
All right. Well, okay.
We already talked about that, right? We need to bring Rob Fly back, right?
We'll jump into that. All right. So this week we're going to do things a little bit differently. I've written down some topics here that one of you will pick from. That'll be the first thing we list. So I'm going to throw it right there in the middle.
Hold on,
Zach
you
will mix
can't
them
go
up.
first, man.
Let's
The white man can't go
No,
first.
I'm
We'll let,
shuffling.
we'll
I'm
let-
shuffling the
yeah.
deck. guys.
I'm just
We'll
playing.
let
man,
Trent. We'll let Trent pick.
Okay, here we go. I like this one right here.
All right. Read us. You
want me? Oh yeah, you're the reader.
No,
You read it. I suck at reading, man. You know this.
Oh, you know.
We got to do this
People.
again.
Did you pregame?
No, not yet, man. I was waiting on a little
People.
truck convoy.
Oh, the truck. The convoy.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk
Shut
about the
the
truck
fuck
convoy.
up.
What are
That's
they trying to convey, Trent? They
The
are
truck
trying to
convoy
convey.
crossing
the United States, man.
I got
They're coming over.
I don't think anyone knows what they're trying to convey. So what I'll do is I'll just read this and then we'll discuss. So
Okay.
The convoy of freedom fighters in $6-digit dollar rigs made its way to the Capitol this week, and it sounds like they didn't actually get much of a welcoming. They were expecting people to be like, "Oh, we're here to liberate you," or whatever. And that's because many of the vehicles that were sharing the freeway with the so-called People's Convoy protesters are showing disdain for the group and their willingness to tie up traffic over vaccine mandates or whatever the fuck it is that they're out there telling people, or phasing out. But apparently, the drivers around Washington D.C. have all been flipping them off.
Oh, I would too.
And they've taken
Just bring us our fucking PlayStation.
Yeah, they've taken it. They've taken it personally. DC drivers are giving the group of idiots the one finger salute as they circle around DC. What is the goal of the People's Convoy? Do you know? Anybody know?
They don't want mandated vaccines because they feel,
Not a thing.
No, it's I mean
In Canada.
Well,
No, in the United States.
it's not mandated unless you're unless your company calls for it.
Right. If you want to continue to work for your company, then yes, your company can mandate that you get it.
And I've worked with truckers.
I work with truckers every day. This is what I do.
Yeah. I mean, I rode out with truckers, and I understand I've been with the people, you know.
Okay, sure.
Not the brightest group of fucking people.
Well,
not to
I'm not gonna
slander
say-
them.
I'm
Don't
not-
talk junk about the truckers, man, because I don't want no slander on the truckers right now, bro.
They're scared of the needles, Trent. What are they gonna do?
I was scared of a needle too.
So
You did it though.
I did it, but now I'm starting to think like, damn, if I would have just waited a couple more months, I wouldn't have to get the motherfucking vaccine.
unless you work for somebody
Because
that
you got
mandates
it is the reason you won't have to get it.
I mean, I guess, but the new job that I got, they weren't calling for it.
Doesn't matter.
Here's the thing: at one time, the truckers were protesting the mask mandates.
Facts.
They were protesting that they'd have to wear masks. You're in a truck by yourself. Why are you wearing a mask?
Well, when
I'm
you
curious.
get to the docks, you got to talk to people. So then you got to talk to people in the warehouse who potentially could be sick.
But that's a sort of.
Yeah,
It is,
we're not-
but I mean, for you to be a truck driver, you do have to talk to some people.
Yes.
but
Warehouse workers, mostly.
you're at, it's a simple. You're being asked.
Hey,
to
look,
wear a mask.
I got
know.
COVID from my warehouse job that dealt with truckers.
Well,
Fair
I
enough.
didn't, you know what I'm saying? So I know it might not, people might think like, oh, you don't see many people. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing too, but you don't know, like truckers, and I'll say it like this, truckers and I'll say bartenders or waitresses are the three people that will go to work no matter what.
right.
Even if they feel sick, they're still going to go to work.
Right.
No, I have
So
respect
that
for
like
'em.
puts a lot of pressure on.
So
I'll tell you this. I worked with truckers for over a year when I worked with an auto parts manufacturer up in North Carolina, and we would have to ride out with them. Whenever a temp was there as an employee of this place, you were in charge of the vehicle.
All right.
They were in charge of driving it. One was tired and he said, "Can you drive the truck for me?"
could you drive the truck for him?
It was
an
an
18
automatic. Yes, I could
Oh,
have
okay.
driven.
18 wheeler?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No.
You didn't want to do that?
True.
I
There's
don't,
a difference between want and then go to like jail.
I don't. Yeah. First of all, you have to be licensed to be a long haul trucker.
Massively,
Like
and
you need that commercial license and,
Look here, Barrett.
and certification.
You can't just
and
Look at
training.
Barrett.
You can't put just somebody into a semi truck and be like, take it 100 miles that way.
People do that with box trucks all the time.
Box
Yeah,
truck's
but
different.
that's a little different.
No, it's not, because
Trent, you ever been in like an intersection when a truck is making a turn and you're like, oh, I need to back up because they could roll over me.
you're right. But a box truck, you got to look at it like this. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with anything we're saying. I want people to know that. But I'm looking at it like a box truck is like a fucking tank running down the fucking road.
I don't disagree. That's why it's been used in terrorist attacks.
I think like all you need to drive a box truck is a regular license, which I don't think that should be.
Now put
you
a
need
trailer
more.
on that box truck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More weight, but I see what you're saying.
You can jackknife. You can do all that stuff. I had one run into
very
an awning
scary.
of a building while I was with them.
There are interesting facts around the statistics as far as the long haul truckers and the short haul truckers, the ones that are just going from like Charleston to Columbia or
Yeah.
Charleston to Greenville, whatever.
Every day.
Yeah. So nearly 90% of long haul truckers surveyed have all at least had one vaccine. Of those 90%, 85% have. I'm sorry, 90% of long haul truckers have been vaccinated. 85% of short haul truckers have been vaccinated. And of those, nearly 70% have been fully vaccinated, and then nearly 65% of those have all been boosted. So what are they out there protesting? The right of the people that haven't?
That haven't been. It's all for the people that haven't been vaccinated yet.
In the name of inconveniencing millions of people. Like
So 10 to
millions of
20%.
people. Yeah, millions of people that aren't out there arguing with you. They're not there to get in your way. And here and this convoy at times from northwest United States, Washington, Oregon, whatnot, at times they've had more than 1,500 trucks in this convoy. See, I screwed up.
See,
But
Convoy?
they've had a ton of trucks in this thing that literally aren't hauling anything.
Yeah.
They're just driving.
Yeah.
And if they don't have the Rubber Ducky Convoy song, Rubber Ducky, we're in a convoy.
Do you think that's where these Jeep people be doing that duck thing from?
Yes.
You think so?
Oh.
Rubber Ducky Convoy.
All I'll say is
Because they're the other juggers that do convoys.
these truckers are basically assisting with the issues that we're having with supply chain and now inflation. Like, you can blame Biden all you want for the gas prices and whatnot. You can blame him. It doesn't make any sense, but but they're part of the issue with the
So
supply
who do we
chains.
blame? for the gas?
Inflation, war.
Oh, well, I tell you what, pick another topic and we'll see if that one draws.
Okay.
Plus, a Republican, under a Republican president, Republican conservatives will tell they're blue in the face that the president doesn't set gas prices.
Please be gas prices. Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Apparently, Joe Biden said this is all about, this is why the gas prices are up. So maybe let's peep into that.
War doesn't help.
Yeah, the war definitely doesn't help. So first I'll just say, as far as we're going to tie the gas prices in, but you picked Russian-Ukraine invasion.
Let's go with that. Okay.
So we're now into the third week, and in this unprompted invasion of Ukraine by Russia,
that intelligence, UK and other Western intelligence, including the U.S., has said this is what's going to happen.
This is what's going to happen. He's amassing 150,000 troops on the border. Also along in Belarus, because Belarus is basically just an extension of the old Soviet Union.
Right.
But he's got what he came there for, right? He wanted that. He wanted the what is it? The dock or the bay or whatever. That's originally what they wanted.
Now he does. Yes, that is one of the assumed goals, is that he wants Odessa, Ukraine.
But as far as I know, he hasn't gotten Odessa.
Well, not Odessa. He has gotten Mariupol. No. And I can't remember.
It's another bay or something that's on the water that he's got.
They are in control. Putin has installed a mayor, and the mayor has basically told the people of this town that just suck it up. This is the new reality. Like that's what he's instructed the Ukrainian citizens to basically go along with. And now we're beginning to hear these stories about how the Russian military is using cluster bombs and vacuum bombs and such that are using.
I was trying to get my shit right.
They're using these bombs that are not specifically designed for like the battlefield. These are weapons that are designed to cause mass casualties of civilians, and they're being used on hospitals and schools. There was a children's hospital last week that was destroyed with a cluster bomb, or several cluster bombs. And it's what's amazing to me is, like, in the United States, during the Afghan war or the Iraqi war, there were situations where our smart weapons hit something that we had identified not to be a target, but it hit it anyway. And the first thing we did was he came out and said, the United States mistakenly hit this daycare or this school. It was a mistake. We own up to that. But you know that the Russians are doing this without any regard for who it is they hit, because they've not come out and said it was a mistake. We didn't mean to hit, a children's hospital.
You're right. Okay, so two things I have a problem with. Legal system, right? If I just come up and shoot you, Zach, and be like, go to the press and be like, hey, just want to let y'all know.
I was aiming behind him.
I was aiming behind Zach, but I actually shot him. So we're all good. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up that
Agreed.
A country can get away with that shit and just be.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
No problem. Another thing. Damn, I forgot my train of thought.
Well,
yeah, keep going. I'll remember it.
Our CIA has denied this, but there have been reports that the Russian military has readied their nuclear armaments. Again, CIA has said that this isn't a fact, that they don't have any evidence to support this, but the Russians have low-yield, small tactical nuclear weapons that can be unleashed on a town, like on a city block. Like you could detonate a nuclear bomb that would only destroy like a block, and the fallout from it is a very low yield. So there's not any reason to think that that it would eradicate anyone, that you'd be, but it would be a nuclear bomb would be used. And
it seems like my train of thought, how Israel has the Iron Dome, which is basically a bunch of Sea Whizzes and other things like
U.S.
rockets.
Patriot missiles. And
yeah. So, like, can you provide them with Sea Whizzes, like major towns that, like, here's 2 to 3, and they can track it down? And
I think we're looking at you're looking at escalation at that point.
Well, I'm not talking about we're giving them anti-ballistic,
right?
Like,
we're giving
anti-armor,
them anti-tank weapons. We're giving them they will have javelin missiles that they will be able to use to destroy trucks that are in they could take out a convoy of Russian troops.
Give it up to the Ukrainian farmers who are out there jacking tanks.
No
and
kidding.
Stuff. Like, how many farmers are pulling these tanks down?
I mean, not only that, but you have like some of the people that you're hearing these stories about. Like, who was the I can't remember what her name is, but
the girl who hijacked a tank and had like a how-to.
Yeah, they basically like the Russian tank came in, ran out of gas. So the Russian troops left the tank to go get gas. While they left to go get gas, these people went in, took pieces off of the tank that were required for it to move. Russians came back, filled it up with gas, couldn't get it to move, so they left it again to go get the parts they needed to make it run. They came back, the Ukrainians came back, put the parts back into it, and stole their tank.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like all these Ukrainian people are learning from the people in Atlanta because they know how to steal some shit.
That's what I keep thinking about too, because Russians
send everybody from Atlanta, all the carjackers, to Atlanta, and let them fuck the tanks up, bro. They'll be gone in like 3 minutes.
You have me thinking like, don't be a menace. Like he opens the thing, has the damn missile.
Do we have a problem here?
Yes.
Okay, another thing. I remember what I was talking about. So I get pissed off whenever there's been saying on the news all week that they are investigating war crimes. What the fuck are you investigating if you have video evidence?
It's not that. They have to make sure that it was Putin that gave the order, or it was a general, or it was a captain, or some field commander that gave the order, and they have to make sure that order came down from Putin. Like they have to. And here's the thing.
Okay, so if it didn't, who does that blame go to? The person that did it?
But war crimes are also up to interpretation, just like all law, especially internationally. What's considered a war crime for the Geneva Convention, which doesn't necessarily coincide with what Russia...
The Warsaw Pact.
Yeah.
The Warsaw Pact would... So the Warsaw Pact, of course, was the countries that aligned themselves with the Soviet Union after World War II. And so... They are that group that basically they could have their own definition of war crimes.
Well, and Russia is also part of their own type of NATO with a couple other countries.
Correct.
It's their own, which
it's basically the old Soviet Union.
Yeah, clearly they're in charge of it. It's like the Iron Cross or something insane like that. Like but like that was something I realized too, especially when I was looking around when I heard that they had blown up a maternity hospital.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, it wasn't full of people per se; they evacuated them, but it's still the fact that like that was your target.
You still tried it.
Yeah, that's what you did, and so I was like, well, that's got to be a war crime. You're blowing up hospitals.
Yeah,
you're blowing up schools. They're not touching the churches. We've already talked about that.
Oh no, they have.
They have.
Oh yeah, they've destroyed it. As okay, so as far as I know, I wrote down here that they hospital. Let me see. Multiple schools, hospitals, city centers, cathedrals, and churches.
So I know the What If series, I believe it was on YouTube, that says what if like the sun went out, what would happen? Or they do all this kind of stuff, and they did a what if, and they were talking about how Putin, his namesake, is the saint that was born in Ukraine and all this, and that he wants these churches back because that's part of the Soviet Union, the Russian Orthodox thing. And so there's like apparently certain churches over there that he wants, that's like part of his reasoning besides all that he wants to make sure that those are back in the fold with him.
Yeah.
With his namesake, what he was named after the saint.
Yeah.
And like they have almost two identical statues, one in Ukraine and one in Russia.
Okay.
That Putin had erected, but the original one was here. Like he wants that back and everything.
See, I don't even.
So he's just trying to John B this whole situation.
I see, and I have my doubts. I think this has more to do with the fact that Ukraine, now that Biden's president, that the Ukraine or the country of Ukraine is, and that's one of the things I have to keep stopping myself is like everyone's like, oh, you can't call it the Ukraine, it's Ukraine, because apparently that's one of those things that has like
disrespectful.
Forever. I don't know that it's disrespectful, but it's just that it's corrective. Like
I think the Ukraine is more like that part of Russia when you say the Ukraine.
Yeah, the Ukrainian part of the Soviet Union.
So when you go like the Everglades, you understand that that's still America, right? But even though it's down in Florida.
Is it still American?
It teeters on the line.
The only reason I say that is because at one point, like a huge Haitian population lived in the Everglades.
Really?
Then Hurricane Andrew came through and killed everybody. I mean, there are estimates of somewhere between 15 and 25,000 Haitians died during Hurricane Andrew in 1992 or 1993, whenever that came through. But that but they were undocumented. They basically just lived in villages and things like that across the. And this is all hearsay. I don't have.
You want to know what was documented? Hugo.
But there are like the Department of Natural Resources in Florida will sometimes just come along body parts from hurricanes that come through there because people live in the Everglades and there's no report of who they are or whatnot. So it's
gotta be crazy. Just imagine if you died and nobody knew you died.
That's how I'm gonna go.
That's crazy.
That's my dream.
When nobody knew
that nobody knows.
I heard the story of you remember when the Iraq War started and I think her name was Jessica something got in a wreck and they took her and she was the first POW since Vietnam to have been taken. Yes. And so I listened to one of the SEALs who actually went and got her talking with her about it. Yeah. And like he was a newer SEAL. This is 2001, 2002, right after 9/11. They went to go get her. The people that died in the crash, like she wrecked her Humvee into the back of an 18-wheeler and was knocked unconscious, broken like a rag doll. Yeah. But they had put her friends who had died, they buried them like face down in a soccer field, shallow graves.
Right.
And they had to dig up their bodies. You know how many people are out there who just died and like leave you out there? Like I know like once I'm shuffled this mortal coil, this body ain't doing nothing, but it's like, damn, y'all, like disrespectful.
Okay, since we're speaking about POWs, do you think that girl from the WNBA is technically a POW?
Who took her? I saw
it was the Russian. It was Russian police.
Russian police.
Oh,
she's been there. She's been there documented for 3 weeks.
This has been brought
before
up
it even got released that she was like held.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks before that the news started saying that she's.
There's even more than her though.
I mean, I believe it, but at the same time, you got to think like they're probably using her as a pawn.
Yeah,
we're not at war with Russia, so no,
not yet.
I don't know if it'll even get there.
I don't know if it'll get there either. So just to go back, I don't think that Putin's end goal is trying to take back Ukraine for the honor of having Ukraine back as the part of the Russian states. Mm-hmm. I think that it is more about preventing Ukraine from joining NATO and from joining the European Union.
Yeah,
I think that because ultimately whoever controls Ukraine controls the harvest because it's a huge producer of wheat and corn. You control a huge amount of natural resources like oil, things like that. That's all available. You also control the shipping out of the Black Sea. So these are all things that I think that Putin probably wants in order to control his namesake. Like this is what I did when I was president of Russia. But I think a lot of it has to do more with he doesn't the whole purpose of NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is to keep Russia in control. Mm-hmm. Like that's the only purpose, is to basically say we are in a giant organization of countries basically preventing Russia from doing exactly what they're doing right now.
Well, it's to prevent any superpower from becoming Germany again.
Yeah, but specifically Russia right now.
The main aggressor right now is Russia.
Yeah, facts.
Well, I was thinking too, like, you know how Russians have like Spetsnaz and stuff like that. I wonder if the Ukrainians have their own kind of secret service type, like covert operations, Navy SEAL type guys.
Yeah,
and go kill Putin. Like,
I've been thinking that this whole time. I'm like, why hasn't the United States just sent somebody in there to just do it?
You, sir, are in line with Lindsey Graham, because Lindsey Graham has made the suggestion that someone should just go in and kill Putin.
Look, man,
it could also be very bad if that.
Look, man, they killed old boy with the drone. Mm-hmm. So you're not about to say can't nobody get nowhere close to Putin? It's not like that. You can't say it's like
the beginning of Air Force One where they go assassinate that leader,
Harrison Ford's Air Force One.
Yeah, but you remember at the very beginning, like there's a leader of some country, and they just send the dudes after him, like night vision goggles and everything. And they
are we talking about? Was it Air Force One or was it one of the?
I thought that was Bad Boys. Bad Boys 2. That's how they started it.
No, I'm not talking about Bad Boys.
No, Bad Boys 2 was when that was when they showed up in the Klan.
Blue power, motherfucker.
undercover.
It was
white power.
I can't see shit out of this.
I feel like that was a Harrison Ford movie, but I feel like that was a Tom Clancy. Was it because he went in Jack Ryan?
No, because they were pissed about not being able to get those prisoners out.
They were in Ireland, right?
No, that's clear and present danger, sir.
Okay, all right. You know what? Every Harrison Ford movie,
facts,
outside of Star Wars, in some Star Wars,
I'm having a bad day.
like they're all the same.
Leave my family alone.
But speaking of, remember we was talking about he was like last week I can't get no, that wasn't last week. I think it was like 2 weeks ago when you was like, yeah, I'm 30 something. You think you're 32, so you couldn't get drafted.
33.
Thinking about like
30.
everybody from Ukraine. If you're a guy, 18 to 60 is their cutoff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude,
you can't leave.
No,
like if I was in the United States.
Yeah.
My God!
I'd be racking them with everybody else. Let's go. They're gonna wish they had it.
Fact.
I'd watch them parachute down. Blam, blam, blam.
You're right.
Come
You're
on.
Right.
There are Ukrainian expatriates in the United States that have left to go to Prague or to go to Poland to make their way back into Ukraine in order to fight for.
There are Marines here who were wanting to go fight.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Do you think those guns that they're giving them? That's just their guns now. Like
yes.
Are they going to want them back?
Here's the thing.
Eventually,
maybe one day when it's all said and done, they'll be like, "Can we have that Kalashnikov back?"
I want to discuss what also the Trump impact on all of this.
Well, let me ask you one question. Since you said Trump, why do you think Russia waited till Trump was out of office to do what they're doing right now?
Honestly, to make Biden look weak, to make it look like the Western democracies are weak, because. And not because Putin has any respect for Trump at all.
Well, no, I think Trump is in his back pocket somewhat.
Trump did do the handshake yank on his ass.
I know,
like,
I've seen that.
Don't do this again.
Don't do this again.
No,
Trump let him hold his ball, like his soccer ball.
Did y'all hear the Super Bowl story?
No, what we was talking.
He literally gave him a ball and was like, "Here, go play."
So I know
the adults.
I'm going to say a taboo name on this, but Rogan had a story that he was telling to somebody.
Bear is angry right now.
No, I don't have any respect.
I'm playing.
There was an NFL player, and he said his name that it told him the story that he went over there after they had won the Super Bowl, and he had met Putin, and Putin's like, "Can I see your Super Bowl ring?" And he's like, "Sure." And he said Putin had it and put it on and liked it.
Oh yeah,
and he just walked the fuck away with it.
He said he still got it.
Yeah, and he's like, "You got to give it back." And the security guard's like, "No, it's his now." You're. What? What?
Fucking gangster, bro.
I didn't write this man a $200,000 check just now.
Man, that's a fucking gangster, man.
And you know what? Putin's there is literally no one who has got a Super Bowl ring who would, I can't imagine. I mean, besides like staff running like the concession stands or something like that. Like, I don't even know that they get them, but like, there's no way that Putin gets a Super Bowl ring from a player and it fit.
Well, he used to.
It still went on his finger.
He was a war person. Like, he used to do a lot of shit back in the day.
KGB
right?
stuff.
Yeah, so his hands are probably swole the fuck up.
You think
probably
so?
From.
We've all seen those.
It doesn't matter. He'll get it
resized,
resized, right? He just wants it. That was a
right.
He's like, I just took this from a fucking 300-pound linebacker.
Yeah,
right.
But
what's he gonna do about it?
You know, if he was like, if I ever had the unfortunate circumstance of meeting Putin and he was like, "Can I hold your necklace?" I'd be like, "The fuck, you can't sticky fingers." I done heard about you.
I heard about you.
I heard about you, motherfucker. You can't have my pen, much less my shit. Like, fuck off.
Don't ever ask me for a fucking lighter. No, nothing.
No.
I'm uncomfortable breathing the same air as you.
Right,
I don't even know how we got here. This is a urinal, sir.
Oh, the number of people I've met in urinals.
Don't you have your own fucking bathroom?
Why are you hearing me? And why is Igor breathing down my fucking neck? You ain't getting my necklace.
That is horrible, man. That's horrible.
Yeah, I think
That's to make them look weak.
I think
this shit right off.
I think this was just basically the most opportune time because in that section of Europe, Eastern Europe, you know, it was still relatively frozen, the cold temperatures and things like that. And once you get into spring, it turns to mud because they start preparing for, to plan.
Do you think this is what gets Trump back in office?
No.
I'll tell you that just know that Putin is deep down a soft boy. So you go down and watch him ice skate with the Russian national team, and he just falls and eats shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Get off me, Mr.
Yeah.
It's like no one saw this, right?
You have the perfect fucking voice.
I used to have two Russian bosses.
Ah.
Like, you know, bus table. Why? It's dirty. Yeah.
Let me pick another one of these fucking.
Well, I tell you what, we'll take a break first. You want to go ahead and pick one, and then we'll know what we're getting into.
It.
Opening the envelope.
Trump plans Trump plane. Hold on. Trump plane? Is that Trump plane?
Yeah, Trump plane.
Trump plane makes emergency landing as supporters for donations for new plane.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. All right, we'll talk about that after the break. Trump's request for his supporters to buy him a new plane. Coming up after the break. This is the All About Nothing podcast. All right, Nothingers, I want to cue you in about a friend of the pod, Blank Canvas Brand. If you own a business or restaurant and the time has come to build that unique brand, you have got to get a hold of Blank Canvas Brand. Blank Canvas Brand specializes in brand identity, including logos, business cards, flyers, and anything else to promote your business. And now, Blank Canvas Brand offers printing services to help with your clothing needs, including sports teams. I can tell you from our own experience, Blank Canvas Brand is responsible for our logo, as well as the Bowl of Duty bowling team logo, and we couldn't be happier with what's been produced. For more information, you can search Facebook for Blank Canvas, or you can email Blank Canvas at theallaboutnothing.com. That's BLNKCANVS at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. Hey everyone, I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out. Thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. Thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. Thepaintedmoment.com. What is a vaccine? What is a virus? What is a mask? What's a Sasquatch? These are all valid questions, and to answer them in one breath, prevention, potentially deadly, potentially life-saving, and don't be stupid. Look, the coronavirus from 2019 has caused a global pandemic that continues to ravage our planet, leaving victims and survivors. But you can do your part. In the United States, as well as most countries around the world, the COVID-19 vaccine is available at little to no cost. Regardless of your politics, this virus has the potential to cause irreparable harm to you and vulnerable family members and friends. We have an opportunity through the efforts of medical science to balance the scales against this disease and its variants. And look, I don't understand how the vaccine works, even though I've heard it described countless times by countless experts. And even though none of that makes any sense to me, I do recognize that the money and effort spent on the vaccine has not been wasted. And it's not a global positioning transmitter being embedded in your arm. You're holding that in your hand, listening to this. So get the vaccine. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. Hell, protect the guy standing behind you waiting on his taco supreme and nacho fries. Let that be the reason his organs shut down. For more information, visit covid19.nih.gov for actual science information. We have to thank our sponsor, G.O.T. Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as Neek the Geek. G.O.T. Sound Studios offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. G.O.T. Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. G.O.T. Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. That's gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com.
Yo, it's your boy Jefferson Cash coming live to you from Los Angeles, California, and you listening to the All About Nothing podcast.
All right. Jefferson Cash. I see his...
As the Trailer Park boys call it, the podcast.
Podcast.
They have their own now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
He's featured on Neek's album that just came out this week.
He is.
Yeah. Jefferson Cash.
That you helped create, man.
I am. I'm not featured, but I did the guitar work on the last.
I mean, that's a feature, man. You know what I'm saying? If Neek gets a plat, you get a plat.
Are you...
He called it WWR2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everybody go check that out.
It's good work.
And if you want to hear me play guitar, it's on So Cold, last track.
So Cold, last track.
With Jefferson Cash and Dominique the Geek.
Dominique the Geek.
Or Nicholas, as I like to call him.
I like it.
All right. So what was our next topic?
Our next topic, we'll talk about Trump's plane.
All right. So I'll just get into this. So last week, Donald Trump made a 90-minute speech. This was last weekend at one of his rallies in Louisiana.
So much hot air that the temperature rose by 5 degrees.
It got warm last week, didn't it? Yeah. After leaving the convention about 20 minutes into the flight, one of the engines failed and the plane was forced to return to where it departed from. Only a few days later, Donald Trump took to emailing and notifying all of his supporters that the time to unveil and update everyone on the Trump Force One was coming very soon, which is a surprising title considering, according to the accusations, Trump Force 26.
Hold on. I know everybody gets.
That was a joke. Hold on. Nobody,
okay.
Like nobody.
I got it.
No, but
Trump Force was like 26. There were 26 allegations of.
At one point in time, when you were talking, I was like, "Yo, they gave him his own plane."
He owned. Well,
I know he owns his own plane, but I was like, "Yo, did they just give him like the old Air Force One?" And was like, "Here, you can have this."
No. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in the email to supporters, Trump claims to have a team building a brand new Trump Force One. He said, "Quote: I can't wait to unveil it for everyone to see."
It's coming straight out of Charleston.
It's probably Boeing.
Yeah.
All right, don't put the pop rivets in too good.
Yeah. The curious thing about the email is when you get to the end of it, they made the request for potential donors if they remember how the former president used to travel across the United States. Like the question was, do you remember how the president used to travel across the United States? And there was a button to click yes and a button to click no. And it didn't matter which one you clicked because it took you to a website where you could make an immediate donation to the Trump Force One founding.
Okay.
I hope it's a Cessna.
Like a little single prop.
The pilot's like, listen, I can't get out there. I got to be here. Trump, get out, spin the propeller. I can spin it better than anybody. Here I go.
I love it.
So
1, 2, 3. I'm a hand cut.
Why does the former president need a new plane? Well, it's been reported by numerous outlets.
Campaigning.
The former president's Trump Boeing 757 has been sitting unused in an airfield in Orange County, New York, for more than a year. The former Trump plane has fallen into disrepair, and one engine is shrink-wrapped, while the other one is missing parts. So, as the most recent former president has always said...
Reeks of Russian hooker pee.
It's all... as the former president has always said, about literally everything, including his wives, newer is always better. So, he wants a new plane.
He's got a point.
He wants his supporters to pay for it, which
they will.
Well, potentially. I mean, the plane's already ordered.
Yeah,
Honestly,
but
Putin's
he probably put it on his credit card and was like, "Don't accept the charges just yet."
Listen, do you guys take Capital One? Because that's what's in my wallet. Isn't that right, Sam? Fuck you.
This ain't in my motherfucking wallet.
I gotta know.
Okay, shit, what's in your wallet?
Does anybody else think that Zach sits at home doing impressions?
To himself
back and forth
every day.
Do you?
I don't walk around and talk in my own voice at my house.
That's great.
Yeah, what voice does your daughter know from you?
She knows. Like, if you touch that, I will find you and I will kill you.
You give.
I have
Is that what you do?
Skills.
I have a specific set of skills as your father.
That's great.
I will find you and I will spank you.
Okay.
And I could also do the a long time ago.
Oh no! Oh no!
There was a man named Donald Trump. He got pissed on by 2 different hookers, while his friend Vlad
That wasn't improving yet.
took videos of it on a reel-to-reel.
Morgan Freeman would be very upset at this right now.
So what do we think
Andy
about?
Dufresne.
What do we think about this plane situation, man? Like, do you think he deserves a new plane? Like, does it matter?
He doesn't deserve anything.
Deserves jail time. Is what he deserves.
He deserves to be pushed out of a plane without a parachute over the ocean.
Like, my hope is that none of this comes to fruition. Like,
It's coming, Barrett.
I'm the best swimmer.
Everybody talks about, he's leading in the polls. And it's like, he's not a candidate. He's not running for anything.
No, he's not. I don't think he's going to run when it's time.
Oh, he's
I don't think
definitely
he is
gonna
either.
run.
No,
I don't think he's going to run.
Man,
because
this might be like the baseball, man.
He's gonna
I'm
have-
telling y'all, Trump is running.
No.
I don't
Trump
know that
is
He's not.
running.
He's going to have somebody run, and he's going
All
to
right,
back them.
let's put some money on it.
Okay, but let me just say between now and then, there are so many investigations that are going on. You got the state of Georgia, you've got the Southern District of New York.
Mm-hmm.
There are federal crimes that may have been committed when he took sensitive material to Mar-a-Lago that may actually, just based on the fact that he had his team take them, if it leads to him it could absolutely negate any possibility of him actually even running for office. He potentially could spend the money to run.
Well, Bear, it's kind of hard to find things when they're flushed down the toilet, so you know.
Exactly. I was about to say, they're literally finding shit that he left behind, like the skid mark on the presidential chair in the Oval Office, and then what he was trying to flush down the toilet that wasn't turds.
15, 20, 25
I don't know why we're flushing the toilet so much. It's probably because paper. Let's attack paper for now.
Yeah.
They're making paper too strong.
Democrats are in favor of big paper.
Big paper.
Instead of a plane, I think we should all raise some money to just get him a train. The Trump train.
Get him a bus so he can join the
jumped on it.
Convoy.
Just give him a fire truck, because I remember that video of him with the fire truck at the White House.
That was Young Thug. I'm
Was
playing.
it?
I'm playing.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Trump was very
excited.
Get him to look right in the fire nozzle and be like, "Hey Don, can you check?" He's like, "I'll check. I'm the best fire hose checker ever. It seems clear."
When I was a kid,
just hit him with it. Yeah.
Does he need a new plane? It's not for me to say. I figure the more time he spends in the air, the more likelihood that plane might have to come out of the air.
You got to leave something for your son.
He can have Austin.
Oh my gosh.
He can have Austin Powers plane.
Which son are we concerned?
The bed.
Yeah, the spinning.
It's got to be Eric Trump, right?
Go ahead and get on. I'm getting sick. I gotta get off.
Why would you call it Trump Force One?
Because you're.
Why wouldn't you?
Why? No, that's right.
You're a president forever.
Would you call it Trump Force One?
Fuck yeah! It'd be the Lonzo Force One.
No, dude.
Fuck yeah!
I would instantly tell you, I was like, Trent, I'm gonna get on this plane, but that's a basic ass.
I'm like, okay, it's a basic ass name, but get your ass on that fucking, get your ass on that Spirit, motherfucker. Don't come over here.
Get off my plane.
Yeah, get off my plane.
I can't.
And everybody that comes on it has to call it the Trump Force One, so it's even more sweeter. Like, damn, we're on the Trump Force
While we're
One.
electing celebrities, I do want just Harrison Ford up there and be like, Russia, quit fucking around.
Okay, so I guess in my head I picture Trump having to be the guy that stands like Captain Subing would stand on the love boat.
Yeah.
God,
I wish I didn't get that reference.
That's how old y'all are. You know what I mean?
But the love boat.
but I just in my head I picture Trump standing there and his people coming on. Like, welcome to Trump Force One, and they go, oh, it's a nice plane. No, it's Trump Force One.
Yeah, don't call it a plane. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's not a ship. It's not a boat.
Yeah, he doesn't identify as a plane. He identifies as Trump Force One.
Ukraine, we will send you whatever you need if that Joker flies over Ukraine.
And that is ultimately why I think they should come up with a cure for dementia and Alzheimer's, because you have this insane individual that stands at the top of his plane.
That's unfair to Alzheimer's.
Facts.
But it's a good reason to cure it, right?
Alzheimer's hurts good people.
So what is the most common age for Alzheimer's to start settling in?
My dad was 52 when he got it.
My uncle was in his early 70s.
Okay, so and how old do you have to be a president?
You have to be older than 36.
36 is that what it is?
Yeah. So come on, like I think we should lower the president's age.
Oh, I think you can't.
100%.
I think you should not be able to be president over like 65.
If this is where the conversation is going, first of all, presidents should only run for one term. It should be 1 6-year. This is my opinion.
Okay. 1
6-year term. That way that when you become president or when you are elected president, because as you know, Trump never really got enough votes to be president at all. Ever.
I think if you get impeached
if you ask
once,
who's counting
twice, you should not be able to fucking run for president.
One term, 6 years. Mm-hmm. Then you don't have to deal with because once like Biden got elected. Yeah. Biden ultimately has to start campaigning for his next term.
Yeah.
But he won't. He's not going to run again.
You don't think he is?
No.
I don't know.
You think he's just going to step down and just give it to Kamala?
I think he has to. With him and Tic Tac and Shake Snack, they have to. You got to. Yeah, he's not fucking okay. I'm not going to sit there and be a Biden. Yeah. I support my president because he's saying to. Like he has
not propositioned another government to find evidence of
he's not trying to
wrongdoing.
Flush things down the toilet, sensitive documents.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is actually flushing things down the toilet. So
he's not making fun of disabled people.
Yeah.
He's not just bullying people and becoming a sadist. I don't. It's fine. Is he doing a great job? No. He's not doing a great job.
He's okay, and this is what I was reminded of.
All you had to do was legalize weed.
I agree.
And he would have been on. I would have been like, yo, anything Joe does, I'm there for him.
Yeah, you know, if he did that right now, people would quit bitching about gas.
Yeah.
Oh,
nobody would give a fuck
Where
because
would they
everybody
have-
stayed at home.
Exactly. Where would they have to go? Where would they have to
Done.
go?
The weed man is pulling up to your house.
We forgot there's a war. And there's a fucking party in the USA right now.
Bring out Miley Cyrus right now.
We are all together now. We do not care. I'm telling you.
All right.
Are we going to the next one?
We will, but I'm really hoping you pick gas
Okay.
because I
We're
don't.
on it.
Living that gasolina.
Literally in the studio right now. All right, rising gas prices. So that's what we're going to
He
talk
had
about.
a 50-50 chance.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like
That's
the-
true.
it's like the
Do you want to see
lottery.
what the other one is?
Yeah, let me see the other one.
The other one is, I know what the other one is, but I'm going to unveil it.
He's going to act
in
like he
this
don't
way.
know what it is.
I'm
And the
gonna,
other one is
oh, Major League Baseball lockout. I forgot. I did forget what it was. So players get to report on Thursday. That's all we're going to say about that. We don't.
Okay.
We don't.
That's
know,
all we know.
We don't know where Freddie Freeman's at
listen,
right now.
listeners. We can talk about baseball if we want to.
So the lockout
that'll
is
be our
over?
Extra, yeah. The lockout's over. Baseball players, catchers, pitchers, all of them report on Thursday. Actually, games start on Thursday.
Base pay went up from 600,000 to 700,000.
Yep, and at the end of this CBA, it'll go up to 740,000 for.
And Barrett and I are chomping at the bit for MLB 22.
Yes, yeah. I'll get it 4 days early because I went ahead and pre-ordered it, so it'll show up 4 days early.
Well, y'all go ahead and give me y'all old consoles and your old 2021 game, and I can play it.
I don't have any old consoles.
You just need to get an Xbox One.
I got an
X.
Xbox 360
Get an Xbox One.
eventually.
Get a Game Pass. It's a day one freebie
It is.
for $9 a month.
So the national average of gas cost of gas has steadily risen since the sanctions and the embargo on the Russian exports began. Some would have you to believe that it's because we aren't producing our own fossil fuels and that we are again dependent on foreign oil for all of our other resources.
We are not.
We are not. Some would have you believe that Biden forced the refineries to slow production for whatever possible reason that could be, which is not true. And some would have you believe the United States is no longer producing any of its own energy since Biden took office. If you read anything on Facebook from anyone that is of the right-wing persuasion, I guess that's how I have to put that now.
Remember, we got wing out of here. You can't say wing
I'm
no
sorry.
more.
The right coalition. Can we call it a coalition?
Call it the red side or the blue side, and everybody know what you mean.
All right.
Like red Bloods and Crips. You know what I mean?
We might have to reinstate Wing.
Really? I really hated the wings. I really did.
West Wing was okay.
So I just want to say, with all of that said, I need the people to know that all of that is true. It's all true. And now that I've said that, everyone that is listening to this podcast that believes that, they can go ahead and move on to their next podcast.
You're right.
We'll just give them a second.
And if you're still
All right.
here, welcome to the truth.
Yeah, look, the United States still produces nearly all of the oil, all of our own energy, and the elements needed to create that energy.
We're the number one oil, natural gas manufacturer in the country.
It's just a fact.
Thanks
And-
to
and
a
on
terrible
the
thing
planet.
called hydrofracking.
Yeah.
Fracking.
It is also a fact that under President Trump, the United States became much more dependent on Russian exported oil. Russian flooded the market with low-priced oil, and because the oil companies are private and can buy from whomever they please, cheap Russian oil was better than Saudi oil, especially when a Russian-friendly president was at the helm. Refineries are currently at their lowest production rate in the last 30 years.
And there was a deal Trump made with Mexico to stop the influx of their oil with us.
Yep.
That ends this month or next month.
Yeah, next month.
And on top of all that, like we're the number one oil producer. And then they bitch about the Keystone Pipeline, which had nothing to do with our oil. That was sending oil other places.
No, it was the Keystone Pipeline is already in production. I mean, the Keystone Pipeline's been in place for years and years.
The extension.
The extension was what was being built, and the extension, even if it had not been delayed by Obama and it had not been restarted by Trump and it had not been canceled by Biden, it still would not be in place. If none of that had happened, if it had just started being built, it would not be up and running right now.
But it wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with us getting oil. It was sending oil across the border.
It was the point of making oil cheaper for us.
Well,
that's what the whole point was.
That isn't even the issue. So currently, what they were trying to do was they were installing an extension that would decrease the amount of time it takes for the oil to come out of Alberta, Canada, and be distributed to the refineries here in the United States. Currently, the Keystone Pipeline is up and running. It is operating at 18.4 million barrels a day. That's how much oil is being distributed to refineries between Illinois, Oklahoma, and Texas. So those refineries are all getting oil. at 18.4 million barrels a day. But the reason that prices are going up is because the demand is greater than the supply. The demand right now for gasoline is higher than what's being refined because all of the refineries all self-imposed this COVID restriction on how much time was going to be made available for production. And what we have in place right now are refineries across the country that are receiving 18.4 million barrels a day that are only refining oil into the other products at about 6.5 to 8 hours a day. Now, under Obama, these refineries were producing oil, were taking and refining oil 18 hours a day. We're down to 6 in some places. That is why so these oil companies are basically creating the necessity for the price to go up because it's in more of a demand. When essentially what's going to happen is...
Isn't that illegal?
No, because
that's called capitalism.
Because under Bush, we deregulated.
Okay, at one point in time, a couple months back, we were almost no gas anywhere, correct? We almost ran out of gas.
Yeah, but that was because of
But gas prices weren't high then. Right. That's what I don't understand.
So
if we're almost out of gas, when you think gas prices will go up compared to now when we have a lot of gas, and now gas prices are up?
It was that situation was because our security sucked, and the company that was responsible for the pipeline that distributed gasoline and other natural gas distribution from the southeast to the northeast, right? Or was it northeast to southeast?
I think it was north to south.
So the southeast was really the only one affected by that.
Okay.
And what Biden tried to do, or did that happen when Biden was president or Trump was president?
I think it was Biden president, right?
No.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was before it was right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
okay.
yes.
So
but no one was driving, so that's a part too.
Nobody was driving then.
Shit, man. I was driving more when the pandemic started because I had to get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, but like...
got to get the fuck out of there.
Everyone,
I had to do something.
Everyone who could work remote got pushed to work remote. And then you didn't have to leave your house except for, like nothing.
See, when this happened back in 2008, I worked... I had the ability to allow a team to work from home, and I got to work from home a few days a week. I didn't, but this essentially in 2008 went, and interestingly enough, it was when the Russians took Georgia, when they started attacking Georgia, that we had the ability to work from home. So this was after 2008 was like a really bad hurricane year. It wasn't Katrina, but it was the year that Florida got hit several times. I think that might not be right. Anyway, regardless, the 2005, 2006, 2007, terrible hurricane years. Yeah. So we had the same sort of situation where refineries couldn't produce the gasoline from the oil because they were operating at lower levels based on the weather conditions at that point. But right now, the reason they're operating at these low levels is because they know that they can influence the price. And what we're going to find out is when they release the numbers from this quarter, it's going to come out and be like, look, Shell and BP and Exxon all made hundreds of billions of dollars in profit at the expense of
I was thinking about this the other day. Isn't it weird how it goes from, Clinton, Democrat, Bush, Republican, economy goes into recession.
Right.
Democrat takes over.
Comes out of it.
Gets you out of it. Republican takes over. You're back into one.
That is one of those really backward ass things about the way that Republicans portray themselves when it comes to when they campaign, because Republicans will tell you that they are the fiscal conservatives, that they're the ones that are going to come in and balance a budget.
They fuck it and leave it for the next.
Yeah.
What's the real definition of conservative?
Well,
they're supposed to be good with money. They're supposed to make financial, to be conservative, spend what is needed to spend to make financial. It is about being financially sound, to do what is best for the country and this stuff and that, whatever. But it ends up the Democrats are the ones picking up the damn mess.
It's what happens almost every single time.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
almost like it's almost like they do it on purpose. It's like say for instance, it's like a 3-year-old fucking up a house before his mom gets home. Like, I'm doing this on purpose because I know every day she's gonna pick this up.
Well, it's like getting an empty clip from the last administration, the Democrats like, we're fixing it. We're putting more bullets in the clip. And you get it, and the next president gets it, and he just goes, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So
and then here comes the next Democrat having to reload the damn thing.
Under Clinton, he benefited from the fact that he had what was called the line item veto for a number of years during his presidency, which meant that regardless of what bills got sent across, whatever came across from the Republican-controlled Congress, he had the ability to go through that entire bill and just cross out the stuff that he didn't want, which was extremely powerful as far as a president. And ultimately, I don't see the issue with having a president have the ability to have a line item veto, because what that does is it controls Congress and says, don't send me crazy shit. Don't send across the stuff that's going to cost billions of dollars and we can't figure out. That was like one of the things that bugged me was
I right or wrong about the how conservatives are portrayed to have supposed to operate?
Yeah, that's. Okay. I mean, I consider myself.
I wanted feedback. That's what I.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hear conservative always. A Republican always speaks about how conservative they are, and we need a conservative.
But they don't mean conservative. I don't think they mean conservative in a fiscal manner anymore. I think they have because what happened.
Their definition is
like
different.
Conservative, like morals,
and don't say gay.
Florida. What is illegal? You can't say the word gay in Florida anymore.
You can't address what their orientation is.
Right.
If that kid says it, it's almost like they call me Zachary, and I say my name's Zach. They're like, nope, not calling you Zach. You're Zachary.
Yeah. What happened was sometime in the late 70s and early 80s, basically the Republican Party figured out that there was a whole sect of disenfranchised evangelicals from the Democrats, and when the Dixiecrats left the Democratic Party, they went to the Republican Party, and these disenfranchised evangelicals needed a place. Needed a place to go. So basically, the Republican Party became the party of eliminating crime, which, as I think we can all recognize,
it's all black to them.
It's black. Yeah, it's a black versus white thing. And then the Republican Party also became the party of anti-abortion.
Yes,
because evangelicals believe that the ultimate sin that anyone could ever cause is murder against a baby that doesn't exist. That was where they landed.
Okay.
And it wasn't because they believed any of this. Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump, there are, and I'm going to say this carefully, but there are rumors that Donald Trump and his sons are responsible for many abortions. Like they paid for many abortions.
If there's anyone in the world who is, that would be number one. On
definitely.
But that's what I'm saying
is that
it doesn't matter. The Republican Party can just kind of just go, oh, well, we don't want abortion, so why don't we just have we'll include all these other people. I don't know why. Who does that sound like?
Lindsey. Lindsey Graham definitely sounds like Lindsey.
But like Lindsey Graham's never had to even worry about a child being born out of wedlock because he can't go to Florida.
Lindsey Graham's been old my whole life. It seems like this motherfucker's been old my whole life.
He is a gentleman, sir.
He is an eligible bachelor.
Gentleman.
Looking for the right suitor.
And speaking of Convoy, who is paying for their gas since we're on gas prices?
I don't.
Because
Trump, me, him, everybody, Americans.
Yeah. What?
Shit. Like
that's a good question.
If cops get a card.
Yeah, I'm sure they get a freight card. Yeah. Oh, Lindsey Graham. Oh, he was talking about the convoy.
Yeah, I was talking about the convoy of truckers.
Oh, no.
Like, who's paying for their gas? Because their gas is crazy.
Who knows how? A lot of them, diesel.
Diesel's even way up.
And then they're leaving their truck on idle and sleeping in their truck, bro. That's gonna run that shit the fuck up. I got a friend that puts
why they do
every day $500 in his tank.
You know why they do that?
What?
Diesel engines are more efficient to keep running than starting them back up again.
Correct. You are right. You're right. I did learn that.
You talk to truckers fairly regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the truckers that you've ever talked to ever ended like sentences with "Don't get your shots"?
No, hell no, man. I had this.
Can you believe these libtards?
I had the funniest trucker that called. His name is I think it's Andrew, and I called him for the first time. I called him for the first time, and I'm thinking, most of the people that I talk to, my job, it's like the truckers are either Arabian or Hispanic, because I deal with a lot of New York people. But this is the first time that I talked to an Australian guy, and whenever I say I wanted to not hang up the phone with him and just hear him talk the whole time.
respect that.
He was like, yeah, blood, I'll be okay, you know.
Ain't not a fucking problem here, mate. I run this fucking cocksucker to the ground, fucking.
Yeah, man.
Right?
But yeah, no, I really don't hear all this week because my job basically, I'm a broker,
Right.
So basically, I kind of like I'll have a run. Somebody I'll have a price set between, let's just say, 1,000 and 1,500. So I'm trying to get the truck ran between 1,000 and 1,500. So the trucker will give me their price, and I'll be like, I can't do that. Most I can do is such and such.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, are you looking at gas prices right now? I've been hearing that all fucking week when I've been trying to broke truckers. So it's like,
Do y'all pay for their gas?
fuck no.
Yeah.
I mean, but I guess technically because we actually pay them, so the money is going to their gas.
Yeah,
so,
but they're independent contractors.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
They
facts.
gotta
Listen,
do that
mate,
stuff.
I'm gonna need a couple more pounds.
and it's like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely like that. They're trying to.
Cost us an Australian dollar. Yeah.
Listen here, you wank.
So we didn't get to do this during the 100th episode because it was, I guess, consolidated in a sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting you guys on the
Is
spot.
this a me?
No.
Come on in, me.
Oh well, no. The only thing I will bring up. She did message me earlier before.
Said I was right.
Yeah, she said she was listening to the 100th episode, and that we owe Trent an apology.
And that's for what?
Apparently, you correctly used the word farthest compared to we corrected you and said that it was furthest.
You're right. And I looked at it too, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, bro, I sounded so fucking dumb. Just like I used Convoy with Convoy.
I don't remember correcting him.
I don't even remember the
It was Paris. Paris did it first.
And then I said
and then you
something.
was like, yeah,
I
thank
do
you for
kinda-
correcting his grammar. And I was like, motherfuckers.
I didn't do it then, did I?
No, you didn't say anything. I don't think. But you probably just did.
You
All
owe
right.
an apology.
You probably did like a little chuckle.
Yeah.
Like you usually.
All right.
I don't. Who fucking knows?
I will. then I will. Then I will.
Thank you
say,
and me.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
will-
and me. Oh my.
I'm not apologizing to Trent.
I am.
And never.
I am sorry, Trent.
It's okay.
I do
Bear.
apologize for
It's okay,
correcting you.
Bear.
I-
You know,
I
sometimes I fuck up words. Sometimes I don't.
I brought beer for the boys, and Trent instantly was like, "I was about to go to the store. I knew you'd bring some shit for me."
So
I was
the-
like, "All right."
So this is what I was going to do during our 100th episode. Was these are the moments that I remember. These are three of the moments that I remember.
I forgot all about this.
But that's okay. You're not on the. You're not. I'm not. This is. You guys can do these.
You were on the bonus reel.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, this
People.
is. Hold on.
Please.
Hold on. This is Maids of Milking. This is. I'm just gonna. Yeah.
I'm clowned like 100%.
I believe
Maids of this was Maids of Milking. I'm just gonna play this one. Maids of Milking came in at the 8th day, so that means 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I was wrong about my math. That's 5.
Well, Barry, you was doing it off your
6,
head.
6 times 8, 48. 48 maids of
much
milking.
math.
Jesus.
So much milking.
So much.
He had to go
milking.
out and buy 48 breast pumps for these ladies just to be like, listen, we're going to get it under control.
Hold on.
Breast pumps.
Hold on. You
Wait,
think
what?
that they were the milking maid? I understand. He thinks that
Yeah,
they
I followed.
were. Wow, Zach,
followed.
that was
That was pretty
dark.
funny. I can't
Wow.
lie. That was pretty funny.
They're maids of milking.
No.
Yeah, I think
The
that
maids
there were
are
Cows.
milking.
cows involved, and easily.
I still need to ask somebody about that because I need to know if it really was the milking of the maids or they were
milking
breastfeeding.
cows. There's no way that they were breastfeeding.
You don't know that.
What's it for?
It's a creepy German, like,
Yeah.
"Heute, heute, der Schneekel kommt ins Jahr."
All right, this was number 2.
Now look, man, what you was talking about. Hit me with a little conspiracy, man. Oh, what's up? This is
the
from
best.
WLTX News 19. It's believed the tests were distributed, both home and laboratory tests. Please, people. I think I'm high.
Start.
off the tobacco.
Hold on. Okay. People.
There were people doing shit.
Okay. Look, so basically it says if you have a home COVID test, it says please stop taking them.
Taking them where? Oh, you mean stop using them?
Stop using them. It's saying that they want you to go back and get retested because the home tests are not working.
Please. people.
That was my Jessica Simpson moment. Right?
That's fair. All right, this was my number one moment.
Okay.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene, whatever.
Caught Frazzle Drip.
She has Frazzle Drip currently.
Do y'all remember
Frazzle
that?
Drip.
I wasn't there for that one.
Yes,
you
it's
were.
just like the
No, he
vaccine.
wasn't.
No, that was the one I missed. That was you,
Taking
Nick, and
microchips.
the guy. It was another guy. Who
that
was
was
there?
we had the guy from Everplay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was?
We
Yep,
accused you
okay,
of having
yeah.
Frazzle Drip. That's
You
why
did.
weren't-
You did.
That's what he's out
Fuck
for.
y'all. Still.
That was all
was
on
a-
Neek, too.
but that was good. That was good. I did have one honorable mention.
That's the one where I said that Barrett gave Neek the Frazzle Drip.
Oh, he did.
Was that the
I
accusation?
do remember that.
Well, then I'm definitely playing this one all the way through.
Next week, of course, we did not do the abortion talk this week because we don't have any female representation here.
I was actually gonna play a woman and be like, "Hey, this is what
Oh.
I think."
Oh,
But
you were
Bear was
gonna-
like, "It's a really bad idea."
I think that's a terrible idea. If
was
we
gonna do a
can't,
call-in.
if
You were going to Kids in the Hall.
if you won't let Zach do blackface, I think you pretending to be a woman is probably
All right,
not a
don't
great
act like
idea.
I've been asking to do blackface. Jeez. I've never even brought it up. But now that it's on the table.
So those are some of my favorite moments.
That's good, man. That's good. I mean, out of 100 episodes for us to fuck up only those couple of times, man.
I didn't fuck up. He conjured this
He
delirium.
definitely did. He definitely did.
I don't know.
And that wasn't the first time he said it either.
No, he was like, "Don't act like Zach hasn't brought blackface." I'm like, literally like, Barrett, what the fuck are you doing?
I will continue to bring it up too. I will do it like every opportunity
And
that
again,
I get. I'll
let me
remind.
clarify: Zach has never even said the word blackface until Barrett has. Brought
I
it
have it
up.
recorded
I got
at
it.
least 3 times now.
Hey, just like all the
Find a
politics.
clip of me saying the word blackface outside of retaliating.
You just
against
keep giving it
your
to me.
accusations. Yeah, don't Tucker Carlson me. Do the whole clip.
Hey, look, just like all the politicians, I got to go look at all your Halloween costumes and see if you ever did
exactly.
You
blackface
can
by
absolutely
accident.
do it.
Hey,
You can absolutely do it.
I'm probably
Has Zach ever done it?
the only one at this table that's actually accidentally come close to that.
What do you mean accidentally, Barrett?
Let me just reiterate. Let me
Here
just.
we go.
I
He's trying
went
to
to.
vicariously put this shit on.
I went to.
He's living through you.
I'm trying to put it. I'm transferring it to you.
Okay, I said vicarious. If you guys need a dictionary, we can go
Somebody
ahead.
go right now and look up Barrett's costume and please roll up the old. school
Anybody who's
picture.
got his yearbooks, bring up them yearbooks.
No, this was more recent.
More recent.
I went to. Hold on, let me finish.
He's like, not a bad idea.
Hey, you know what? Here we go. It's easier to mute you guys. I went to a Halloween party where I dressed up as a guy from Duck Dynasty, and I put on green paint. I had green paint all over my face except for where my beard was. And I got in. I'm looking at the mirror, and I'm like, this green paint is awfully dark.
And a leprechaun was like, green face.
Green face. What are you?
What are you doing with me
So-
potatoes?
So I recognized almost immediately that this could be recognized in that particular group of people as something else, and I took it off.
Okay, smart move.
So it was green. It was green. It was just really dark green.
Okay, but you got to understand, Halloween is mostly at night, so
Yeah,
you would have been walking and
that is
somebody
fair.
like,
That
"The
is
fuck is going on?"
Why is this
fair.
black guy wearing camo?
And why does he have 3 ducks on the side of his pants? It's just hanging.
I see you, bro.
also. I got another correction from Ami.
Uh-oh.
Just like as we're recording, apparently she's listening to last week's episode.
Ooh.
The engagement song was it was actually called "Marry You" by Bruno Mars, not Train.
At the game, I wasn't there.
I'm not. No, she's.
Hey, look, man, don't disrespect the corrector.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's John's fault, right?
I guess.
So text him and tell him, said, like, listen, the corrector's at it again. I had to do
The
this.
corrector's at you again.
He may give her.
Shout out to
he may give her
Amai.
season tickets away to somebody else. All right, that's good. We're gonna wrap it up because otherwise we'll just keep going. As always, thanks Neek the Geek, engineer and producer, owner and operator, G.O.T. Sound Studio. Check out details on how you can utilize his talent, production expertise. GOTSoundstudio.com.
Conspiracies.
Oh, go for it.
Okay.
All right.
I
We'll
forgot.
do. No,
I'm over here like, yo, we forgetting
yeah.
something, man.
No, we did.
And let me get the no.
Trent, you never got it.
Yeah.
I really did forget about it. Okay, so I'll leave out. We're only gonna do 2. We can leave the Watson situation till next week because I
Okay.
think we need to get more in depth with that one.
All right, that
okay?
works. We'll designate an entire half hour.
So this is the one shitting on men. Okay, The female world record for most orgasms in an hour is 134.
Hold on, what?
Yes.
134 orgasms.
134 orgasms in 1 hour. The male world record is 16 in 1 hour.
Was that a solo run? Are these solo runs?
I don't know.
Was there mechanical?
I mean, hey,
involvement?
I can't.
Like
I can't,
a Sibian?
I'm just conspiracies, man. You know, we're out there. Who? So this one's shitting on the cops right quick, okay? Conspiracies. Okay, so a serial killer, Ed Kemper.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Befriended the police officer investigating his murders.
Yep.
And would oh, y'all talked about this?
No, we didn't talk about it, but Carrie who does
did the
Status
whole
Macabre,
episode,
she did
And he would socialize with them at a bar called the Jury Room. Ironic, you know.
Oh.
They call him Big Ed, and he never was suspected. When he initially confessed, they all thought he was pulling a prank.
Oh.
Hey, and pull that back up. Homeboy looked like Jefferson Cash.
I was about to say something. Jefferson Cash, baby.
A much taller Jefferson Cash.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, Ed Kemper was what, 6'7",
He was
something
huge.
like that.
So if listeners, if you've listened, watched the show Mindhunters on Netflix,
Yeah.
Ed Kemper's the one who bear hugs the FBI agent and sends him into a panic-induced coma.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's all we got for transparency.
Yeah, we'll do.
this week.
Yeah, the Watson one.
And I gotta do one of your sisters.
Yeah,
did.
Yeah, Lorian sent in one. So
okay. Yeah.
On the,
I want to make sure I read it right, or might have to have Barrett read it. It was a lot of
Can we
reading.
get the robot lady out here?
Facts.
Oh, they have
the robot lady from TikTok.
Yeah. Or you can have Rocket Raccoon. So here he was, a murderer.
All right, that'll do it then, I guess.
Yeah, we're all good, man.
No, that was good. I apologize for getting.
Oh no, man, it's all good. Man.
I wind up looking at that clock and I'm like, oh, it's ticking down.
Oh
it's
yeah,
ticking down.
it's ticking down.
That's
We're not used to a clock in here, so it really speeds up everything.
That's kind of freeform.
Well, we're always used to that. All right, I'll just do this. As always, thanks Neek the Geek, engineer and producer, owner and operator of G.O.T. Sound Studio. Check out details on how you can utilize his talents and production expertise at GOTSoundstudio.com. Thanks to Muff the Producer. Follow him on Instagram at Muff the Producer. Thanks to Shiana Rivers for our intro and outro. Follow her podcast, Who You Callin' Holistic. As well, thanks to Trent Clark, a.k.a. DJ Lonzo. Man, that thing gets louder every time.
Every time.
It's like banging. Currently entertaining the main course in Columbia, South Carolina, Saturday nights. Make sure to go by and have a good time. You can contact Trent for any of your entertainment needs. Trent
We went crazy last night. Had them twerking on the ground.
That's what I heard. Trent at theallaboutnothing.com or on
and I
Instagram.
did the hey for the gays for Zach. I knew it.
Out yourself. Where are you?
You can find Trent on Instagram at TheRealDJLonzo or by phone 803-262-7982. If you enjoy the show, consider becoming a patron by visiting our website and clicking on the link at the top of the browser. That will take you over to our Patreon page. You can find details on how to become a supporter. I don't know why the two words are apart. I'll have to rewrite that.
Will become?
Yeah, become.
Oh, okay.
C-U-M, weird.
I can see where your mind was, sir.
C-O-M-E. Wow.
That's not what it says on
and I
the
didn't
screen,
even
but
follow
whatever.
that.
What's it say over there?
B-E space C-O-M-E, a supporter.
C-U-M-M.
You can check out details on the benefits there. Just consider a donation so that you can continue to bring you this nonsense. It is nonsense. As always, you can follow us on Facebook. Just search for All About Nothing US on Twitter and Instagram at AAN_pod, or you can find links to all of our social media and available podcast platforms by visiting theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be heard on the show, you can call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533. If the time between these episodes is too far apart, and you can fill that time by checking out some of our partner podcasts. Zach and I host What the Pod Was That with Carrie Simmons, available on most of your podcast platforms. You can visit whatthepodwasthat.com for links and details. As well, you can check out DJ Lonzo's Top 5, hosted by Trent, available on most of your podcast listening platforms. Also, Carrie Simmons and Chrissy host Status Macabre on most of the podcast platforms. Find details at Status Macabre.
The Macabre.
Till then, thank you, Zach King. Thank you, Trent Clark.
Thank you, Barrett.
As always, stay safe and
have a week.
Have a good week.
This The All About Nothing podcast is recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at G.O.T Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by Neek the Geek, owner and operator of G.O.T Sound Studio. To support the show, please visit theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media, merchandise, and more. Become a patron of the show by following the Patreon link at the top of our page. The All About Nothing podcast is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Zach King, Trent Clark, Muff the producer, Neek the Geek, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button and the notification bell. Thank you for listening.